Good afternoon, everybody. I did not spill milk on the keyboard. We're on time. How's everybody doing? A lot of regulars here. Chels, Melanie, Ori. What's going on? Rusty. Thank you, everybody, for being here in the streets. Got a lot to go over today. Before we do, take a moment, read the disclaimer. All opinions are mine. I'm not a financial advisor. I have no idea what your situation is. Please do your own due diligence. Don't buy anything because some person on the internet is talking about it. Please do your own due diligence. I am sure Ray, Michelle, and June do their own due diligence. Be like them. They're good role models to society. And on we go. Wait, whoa. Michelle, what are you making for lunch? This I need to know. I am so interested to know. Well, while we wait to find out what Michelle and Ray are having, situation is getting a little bit more real for the equity markets. So let's start off with the macro. So Friday, it wasn't good. The markets absorbed a 1-2 punch. Equities were sent down. Volatility surged to the largest levels we've seen since the October sell-off. We got the February jobs report, and it was a miss. U.S. economy shed 92,000 jobs. It was the first monthly decline since the pandemic recovery. And while oil prices exploded higher on escalating Middle East tensions, WTI, not Brent, WTI, because that's what we really care about over here, increased more than 12%. It's now sitting at just over 90 a barrel for the first time since September 2023. My opinion, this is a toxic combination of weakening growth and accelerating inflation pressure, and it's creating a stagflationary cocktail that's punishing risk assets. And that's why I believe tech is going down. And we're seeing the VIX go to almost 30. Last time I checked, it was at 29.49. And it's pretty obvious fear's back. So a lot of things going on. The U.S.-Iran conflict has now entered its seventh day with no signs of de-escalation. Personally, I didn't think it was going to go through this weekend. I still have a little bit of time. Doesn't look like anything's going to get done. Hopefully something does. And I find it very hard to believe it's going to go through next week, but this could be months. Who knows? The big problem is shipping traffic through the Strait of Hormuz is basically halted. And the big shock that I'm paying attention to is Qatar's energy minister warned the Financial Times that Gulf energy exporters could be forced to shut down production within weeks. This could potentially push oil north of 100 and, dare we say, above 125 and potentially back to levels that we saw at the height of the Ukraine-Russia war. I mean, this isn't a forecast. I have no idea what's going to happen, but what the energy minister at Qatar said, it was definitely a warning shot. And if oil goes to 125, 150, it's quite possible the entire growth narrative collapses. And it also ties the Fed's hands. And we're looking at a much different market environment. This is a setup heading into a critical week that I don't like. Wednesday, we have the CPI report, which will either confirm or refute the inflation reacceleration fears that the oil surge has triggered. It's not about what gets reported because February numbers are coming in. It's about what the consensus forward is. And maybe it's not going to be too high because it's going to take a little bit of time for these prices to rip through the macroeconomic environment, but it's certainly not good. And we know the market's hypersensitive to any type of surprises. It likes certainty. And a hotter than expected print could reignite rate hike fears and send equities lower. We have a new Fed chair starting in May. Does this tie his hands? I don't know. I mean, the February jobs report was a disaster, in my opinion. U.S. economy lost 92,000 jobs, first monthly decline since the pandemic's recovery. And January, we had a gain of 126,000 after revision from 130,000. Unemployment ticked up to 4.4%. And healthcare, which is usually a reliable source of job growth, shed 28,000 positions. The federal government cut 10,000 positions. I mean, this is a labor market that looks like it's weakening. I think the only way to combat it is rate cuts, but that may be under pressure now. So the Fed's really in an impossible situation. And the market's been pricing in 2 cuts of 25 bips each, basis points, just like the podcast would admit in May. But this is getting scaled back. I mean, the first rate cut now, statistically, according to CME Group, isn't likely until July. And the odds of a second rate cut, they're getting pushed out to potentially December. There's a 96.7% chance the Fed holds rates at the March 18th meeting. And this is just, it's not a good situation right now because of the amount of uncertainty. Core CPI, excluding food and energy, recently hit its lowest level in nearly 5 years, which gave the Fed the confidence that inflation was under control. But that was all before oil jumped. So right now, oil's around 90. Let's check right now where it is. And I'm going to bring it up on stream. I like trading economics for the commodity markets. It's still going up, everybody. Oil is still going up. So right now, crude, which is WTI, 90.9 per barrel, $90.90. Brent, $92.69. Natural gas is over $3. This is not good. Now, the reason that I am very worried about oil prices is because the world's economy revolves around oil. Everything we touch revolves around oil. And the big problem now, if something doesn't get done, and if oil does not start flowing through the strait, that's 20% of the global oil supply. You now have a situation where higher for longer crude prices rips through manufacturing, input prices go up, transportation prices go up. That compresses margins. Big problem with that is you need good margins to meet corporate earnings. We just had huge corporate earnings coming out of Q4. We had a really good forecast for Q1. We still have another 3.5 weeks in this month. Does this impact things? I don't know. It could. It definitely could. So I see some of you try to make me laugh in here, and I have no idea what an episode of Is It Cake is. I have no idea. Custard chips. I have no idea what that is. So oil for longer is really scary. And if I had to guess, if I had to try to handicap this, I think that this is going to be over with this week. If this goes through this week, we really run the risk of the Fed backing off. At the next FOMC meeting, we get a much different narrative, and you could see cuts halted, which is not good, especially in a labor environment that's weakening. You need lower rates. You need lower rates for several reasons. You need companies to be able to refinance debt. You need companies to be incentivized to borrow to grow. You need entrepreneurs to feel like it fits in their model to go borrow to build. You want small business expanding. If you don't have small businesses expanding and entrepreneurship thriving in an environment where large corporations are eliminating roles, that's not good. That is not good at all. So we also have big earnings out of Oracle this week that I am paying attention to. It looks like more people know what this show is. It is cake. Lisa says she knows what it is. Great show. Um, yeah, I have no idea what that show is. No clue. I know I'm getting sidetracked, but what is this show? It is cake. It is cake. This may not be like some. It's on Netflix. Okay. Oh wow, Michelle, why are you not on this show? Now I'm gonna have to watch an episode and go to the bakery. Jesus. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. The Grogu behind me should be cake. No, because then the Grogu behind me wouldn't be there after like a day. There's two items. One is cake and one isn't. Ah, interesting. Did I watch Peaky Blinders? Yes, I did. Great show. Great show. Alex, I'm not buying puts. I'm not buying futures. I'm not doing anything with oil. My exposure to oil is with upstream and midstream. I don't play those contracts. There's no way to know what's going to happen. But at some point, you got to think China's going to start pressuring Iran. At some point, you got to think China's going to start getting really involved because 90% of their oil is imported. So this is a very big situation. And I don't want to see it go triple digits. It goes triple digits. And if it doesn't look like it's going to work itself out anytime soon, I may have to revise my end of year targets. Right now, I'm still optimistic. I'm still very optimistic. And I think cooler heads will prevail. I know it's crazy to say that given the environment. But I do think that there is a situation where oil prices just can't be this high. So we'll see. I think it definitely sets up for some very interesting plays, though. Okay, now Michelle's just showing off that she made a baby Yoda cake once. And now everybody's talking about TV shows. I'm not watching Breaking Bad. I did start watching Waterfront, which is incredible. And then I was just told it's only one season because they canceled it, which is so freaking annoying. So, I don't know. Netflix is getting annoying. I find a show I like and it's freaking canceled. Anyway, we got CPI coming this week. It's a big report. I don't know that I need to watch Yellowstone spinoff, Marshalls. I heard it was incredible. So it's on the list of things to do. I need to write another article today. I'm streaming with Matt tonight, and we got the fights tonight. So today there's no room for Marshalls, but tomorrow there may be. So how long do I think the war will last, and how long do I think the Strait of Hormuz will be closed? Are two separate things. I think the Strait is open in a week. How long the conflict lasts, I have no idea. I really don't. I don't know. Hopefully both are over with this week. But I don't know. I'm not a political pundit. I have no idea. I'm just looking at the carnage that could be felt throughout the economy. And the last thing that the administration wants is to head into midterms with this. Because it's no longer about the narrative. It's about prices. And it's about gas. It's about everything. So I have to think that they're willing to suffer for 2 or 3 weeks and then get everything normalized, and it'll just be a talking point. A lot of things at stake. I don't put product in my hair. I just got out of the shower. My hair is still wet. I've been combing my hair like this my whole life. It just kind of stays like it. We want a relief rally. Amit seems to think we've given up on the midterms, or he has. He may have. I don't think so. I mean, why would he want to be a lame duck president? I don't I'm not in that camp yet. I may be forced to go into that camp. I'm not there yet. Now, when I look at some of this stuff, Broadcom coming down, Amazon coming down, CoreWeave back to 73, and Bridge is still up. Hood is down. I will talk about the interview in a few minutes. Meta went down a lot. Meta's down to 644. Microsoft 409. Nvidia under 180. I mean, seems really too low. Oracle is still one I'm very interested in. I think QXO is looking really, really interesting here after the sell-off. Zeta's holding strong, just around 19. Tesla's under 400. If milk goes to 90, we riot on the streets. I mean, I like that. June, I don't know how I sell a hair product. It's legitimately water. Should I just freaking bottle water and call it Steve's hair gel? Like, that's all it is. Like, legitimately, that's all it is water. That's all it is. Like, I do it all the time. I do that all the time. I need a sponsor from the shampoo I use. Oh, God. Thank you for drinking milk in my honor. Appreciate it. Still having coffee. It's only 3:16. So, still time for coffee. I only don't care until they hit the milk supply. Well, I hope they don't hit the milk supply. So that would be very bad. Chels, you're at the zoo? What are you talking about? Oh, Lisa, you like industry? It gets a little weird. I'm not happy with the way it ended, but I still think it's a good show, and I would still recommend it, even though I think the ending was very weird. Oh my God. So Chels is here, and she's at the zoo. She's multitasking. June is correct. New York water makes great pizza and great hair. I guess. So here's how I'm positioning. All right. And I am not the smartest. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm not selling off my positions. I'm not running for the hills. The reason I say that is because I'm in what I would consider high quality companies. I have a lot of the S&P, and I know that I can't time when the market's going to bottom. I know that I cannot time exactly when this is going to end. I know it. You know, we have a tariff situation off of the Supreme Court February 20th ruling, and now it forced Trump to pivot to Section 122 of the 1974 Trade Act. I mean, right now, he raised the global levy from 10% to 15%. And it's in place for, I believe, 6 months, like mid-July. So this is also how you look at a potential headwind for technology and communications because they rely on global supply chains. So how is this going to impact things? I'm not sure. Right now, I'm starting to think that Tom Lee was correct, that the first half of the year is going to be really, really, really choppy. You have the tariff situation that nobody knows what's going to happen after July. You have an oil squeeze right now, and we don't know if we're going to get relief. And while energy is largely exempt from tariff pressures, the price per barrel isn't. So I am glad I own Exxon, and I am glad I own Chevron, not just for the large dividends or where I got in, but they're performing very well. And you have the Genius Act, which is another thing. A lot of people think that it's expected to see rulemaking by July 2026. I mean, I don't know. It seems like they're kind of dragging their feet. I have no idea. There's a lot of things to get done. and not a lot of time. And this week, while it wasn't horrible I mean, look at this. And I know that this is not indicative of the IT market, but SPY is still at 672. I mean, look at this. If you just own the index, are you really scared right now? I mean, down 1.27% this week, down 1.81% a month. Year to date, down 1.4%. In the past year, you're still up 17.4. So people who have a large portion of their portfolio secured to total market or S&P 500 indexes, they're not feeling nearly as much pain. So I did not address the oil refineries that Iran set on fire. I know there was additional things this morning. I have not read through everything, so I don't want to say anything incorrect. But Matt and I will probably be talking about that tonight. I am going to look at a few things. Now, I do believe, I cannot prove this, I do believe there's not enough people in index funds. I do believe that. You look at something like Microsoft, okay? Look at where we are in the S&P. You own Microsoft, you're down 15.5% over the past 2.5 months. I mean, it's Microsoft. Why would we think Microsoft is going to go into a rut? Earnings were amazing, but it did. So how am I positioning? S&P still buying. Diversified portfolio and great companies that I believe will come back. I'm not really taking a lot of swings right now. Part of the reason is because I'm more in a mindset that the large companies are being so disrespected, they offer more value than some of the high beta names that people think are growth swings. So long term, I'm still super bullish. Long term, I'm an uber bull for the simple reason that all the data tells us eventually the markets will sort themselves out. Eventually, this will get sorted out and the markets will end up higher. All right, we're going to answer this question. All right, am I buying Hood? It's a great question. Let's see where Hood is. Hood is at 77.09. Let's bring up the chart. I'm not a technical analysis guy. It does look like Hood is forming a bottom. Okay. It looks like it tried going under 100 here. It tried getting under 100 and bounced again. This time when it went under 100, it just kept free falling. I thought the quarter was great. After talking with Vlad, I think this company is going to be a huge winner in the future. Do I think this is the right price for me to start a position? The answer is I don't know. I'm not, just because I think Vlad is highly intelligent and I think no matter what he does, he's a winner and he's going to figure out a way to make it work. And regardless if I think that they're building a better flywheel than anybody else at the moment, is it expensive? Well, if I look at the earnings, I don't think that that's that expensive. I really don't. I look at the revenue growth. It's interesting. I can see myself buying Hood. Maybe not here, but at the same time, maybe I do buy it here and say, you know what, I'm going to have a band of 50 to 100 to buy it in. Buy it here, and if it goes down to 50, I buy more. Maybe that's the approach I take because I do think Hood can be a bigger company in the future. We'll see. We'll see. I'm really not sure. I am very interested in Hood, but I don't know that this is where I want to deploy capital right now. It's hard for me not to buy Amazon. I mean, Hood's at the top of the list of things I do not currently own that I would add. I got to tell you, if the oil markets continue to be at these levels, Amazon can fall under 200 quickly. And if that happens, I think that Amazon is one of the, I still think Amazon is a no brainer for me. And I do think that Amazon is something I want to own more of. And I would be adding that before I add Hood. Or I should say adding to it because I'm a shareholder. I do think that we are in an environment where AI is going to increase productivity and AI is going to dramatically change a lot of things. I'm going to choose this very carefully. I'm not ready to give up on S&P 8,000 yet. I do think that we are going to see potentially margins stay where they are, even if input costs and SG&A costs go up a little from a input side, or cost of goods, if you're including materials, goes up a little bit. That could be offset through efficiencies and right-sizing employee counts, unfortunately. So we'll see. If you believe AI is the next revolutionary technology, you have your answer: more productivity and less expenses, twofold. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying that for a while. I agree with that. I haven't finished my Zeta position. How rich are we getting tonight off the Holloway fight? I can tell you this: I'm excited for the fights tonight. I mean, it's a good card. I'm kind of more excited to see what they announce for the White House card. If milk hits $8 a gallon, am I buying? Yes. I will still buy milk. Please don't say that you like the target, because I don't know if 8,000 is still going to hit, and I never knew if it was going to hit. I'm still a liar because 7,000, we touched it and it retraced. This market is very weird, and oil going over 90 is the last thing we freaking needed. White House cards getting announced tonight. I would add more QXO for me, under 20 probably. I mean, I like QXO long term, but once again, problem with QXO here is you need lower rates for that full thesis to really play out. My thesis on QXO was pretty simple. Brad Jacobs has done over 500 M&A deals. He's currently targeting 7 deals right now. He's looking to scale the business to $50 billion of annualized revenue. At a one-time multiple on sales, you get a $50 billion market cap, and the company is a $18 billion company or so. Now, the big thing is the home builders, I thought, would be very incentivized to build and increase production as rates come down. We're now in a situation where rates may not be coming down in May or June, and that could impact home builders, which could impact QXO. QXO was never an overnight story. That was always something that I felt was a 2 or 3 year story, and I still think it's going to do very well. There's a lot of uncertainty that I'm trying to really formulate a thesis around right now, and I think this week is going to really put a lot of things in perspective. Am I invested in the Braves? No, I'm not. And I think that Netflix should acquire the Braves. and they should acquire MSG and get the Rangers and the Knicks. Oh, that's a great question. What is more concerning, oil higher for longer or non-farm with more negative prints? I mean, look, you don't want non-farm payrolls to be negative, and you do not want people without jobs. To me, that's more important than high oil prices, not just from a humanitarian level, but because you want everybody to succeed and you want enough jobs in the economy for people to succeed. If I had said oil was the bigger priority, that'd be very selfish. Now, oil touches everything and it makes things more expensive. And some of that can be offset and passed on to customers, some of it can't. But if you have sweeping layoffs and people not being able to afford products and services, that's a much bigger issue. We can deal with another dollar on every 100, another $2 on every 100. What you can't deal with is out of control layoffs that don't come back. So they're both very important. I am paying very close attention to both. I want oil lower and I want more jobs. I don't know if I'm going to get what I want, though. We'll see. Miss Chels says she sent a picture. I don't know where she sent it, though. I'm going to assume the thing on what? Oh, my God. Michelle is showing off. I'm going to download this so I can show it because I don't want your phone number to come up. How do I download this? This is awesome. There we go. Freaking amazing. Freaking amazing. Charles, I have no idea where you sent the picture, by the way. No idea. All right, I'm showing Michelle, I'm showing the cake. This is incredible. The fact that you baked this is insane. I need this. I need that. With the what are those cupcakes around it? I need this. Listen, I'll be your little cousin if you want to bake that for me. Shit. Instagram. You guys know I barely know how to use Instagram, right? Like it took me a month to figure out that Michelle sent me something on here. Chels really is at the zoo. Holy shit. Very cool. How much milk needed to finish that in one sitting? I'm not sure. Oh, by the way, Tommy Dimes, we need to talk about horses one of these days. And the fact that you're a Seminole Hard Rock guy, I may see you there one of these days. Ackman bought a huge stake in Meta. I love it. And look, Meta is one of my favorite companies. Meta is something that I don't think is really going to be impacted. Think about it. They're not transporting anything. The only thing energy hits is their cost of running data centers. But their core business, all of us make their content for them. Tommy Dimes, you just said I'm here. Does that mean you're at the, I don't want to say which one, but you're at the Seminole place right now? Because if you are and you're listening to this, that's heroic. What is the real estate company? Tampa Hard Rock. Nice, Tommy. Good role model. Good role model. The real estate company Matt and I were talking about from the other night was Starwood Property Trust, STWD. Somebody was talking to me about Unipath the other day. I have no, I know nothing about it. I know nothing about it. So look, when I'm looking to position myself, if I was going to deploy new capital, I'm deploying it in stuff I already own. Amazon, Meta, Nvidia. And look, the other things that I'm interested in are things like Starwood. I actually just bought some Ares Capital because I think the idea of the private credit bubble, I don't know if that's really a bubble. I think Ares Capital is going to be just fine. That's just me. Rusty's got Starwood. Nice. Zeta or SoFi, I can't choose between the two. I mean, there's so many, they're so different. I don't know what's going to do. If I knew it was going to do better, not only would I let you know, okay, I throw all my money in it. I have no idea. I like both of them. Hey, don't sleep on GameStop. Everybody's frustrated with SoFi. Don't sleep on GameStop. I think that there is a situation where GameStop can do well. I don't know what Ryan Cohen has up his sleeve. They didn't take $4.5 billion out in debt for no reason. Their revenue sucks. It's been chopped by like 65, 70%. But when you have 8-9 billion in cash, you're setting up to do something. I just don't know what that is. I'm not accumulating SoFi anymore. It's hard for me to add at this price when I have a single digit average, but I do like Ares better than Apollo. Yes. I think SoFi is really interesting here. Look, I may have to look at SoFi a little differently. I am probably going to shoot a video that I'm just going to have come out tomorrow about SoFi. One of the things that somebody said to me is to look at SoFi a little differently. Not going to say who said it, but there were some companies they brought up that traded certain multiples. They made a compelling case. Okay. They made a compelling case for it. So I will probably do a video about it and discuss tangible book value, valuing it compared to banks, valuing it compared to consumer financials, such as Amex and some other companies, and we'll see where we land. Not Tanner. It was not Tanner. It may have been somebody that spoke to Tanner, but it wasn't Tanner. Just saying. I got to flush out the thesis a little bit more. Yeah, I went over the Amazon high oil thing. Ultimately, I think that high oil can impact them in the short term and cause them to go down. But if that happens, I would not be afraid of buying because eventually oil is going to get back down to 60. I mean, this whole oil situation, unless you think we're staying in an 80 to 120 band for a long time, a pullback in Amazon is a golden opportunity. My opinion. I don't think we're staying in this band. I think that we're going to be in a position where oil is not at these levels in hopefully a week or two. We'll see. Raven, what do you mean by anchoring bias? I know nothing about Revlo. I'm not going to talk about it. I know nothing about them. I'm not a swing trader. I'm not swing trading oil. Or look, here's the problem with oil. It can turn on a dime, especially in this highly volatile environment. You don't know when the strait's going to get open. So if you hypothetically it's at 90, you go buy out of the money contracts or futures contracts, and you're saying, yeah, maybe it goes to 110. I'm going to buy it at 100 or 105. What happens if the straight opens? Oil's going down 10 points immediately. So too unpredictable for me. I don't think that anchoring bias is horrible. I think it depends on where your position is. I have I don't mind buying into strength. I buy into strength a lot. But once you have a certain size of a position, it's not something that I believe you need to average up on. For me, I've bought SoFi at 17. I've bought it at 5 or 6. I bought it at 10. I bought it at 14. I bought it all over the map. I have a large position in it and I don't need to average up. I don't need more SoFi at the moment. You didn't miss the stream. I didn't do the stream yet. I still have the boxes of coins. Been very lazy about it. Yeah, VG's working out well. I'm glad I bought some, but once again, I don't have a crystal ball. I didn't buy enough. Right now, the equities that are benefiting the most, look at ExxonMobil and Chevron. I mean, Chevron and Exxon, quite huge bids. Are they going to stay there? I don't know. All right, so I want to address this. Steve, what do you think about gold in terms of wealth preservation? I don't like having pure cash, nor do I like buying more stocks right now. I have no clue. Here's why. The problem with buying gold, if you need money, you're going to lose money selling it from a perspective of where it trades that day. It's very rare that you find somewhere where you're going to be able to sell it for spot. It's also not nearly as easy to get out of gold as other things. So historically, gold has done well, but I don't follow gold enough to think about it as can it continue on this trajectory. I own silver, but I'm not looking to go to the safety deposit box and take it out and get rid of it. I mean, I have gold in a fund. You know, for me, I like more digital stuff because at least gold in a fund you can exit for real dollars that day. Hard physical gold, I think, is more a investment for long term as a hedge against currency. I don't think of gold as something you buy just to replace dollars. I think it's something where if you're going to make a long term portfolio and put 5% or 10% in it, yeah, it becomes a hedge. But just saying that you don't want dollars and you want something else instead of dollars, I don't subscribe to that mentality because guess what? There are very minimal things you can pay for in gold. So I mean, digitized gold isn't a scam. I'm talking about like GDX, a gold spot ETF. It's just easier to sell it. It's in your brokerage account. June, that's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. SLB, Schlumberger. I haven't looked at it in a little bit. Is it still above 50? You said it pulled back a little bit. Let's see where it is. SLB. Oh, it did. Why the? Oh, so I guess because of the conflict right now. Yeah, that would make sense. I don't know. I need to look at it. I need to look at it and talk to Matt a little bit about it. Tell you what's not pulling back, freaking Chevron. Look at this. Look at that just break out. Highest it's been in a decade. Highest it's ever been. And it's still paying 3.75%. BTC, you want me to look at Bitcoin? We can look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's falling. Look, we need legislation. Without legislation, I don't think that we're going to see any meaningful rebound in the crypto markets. I think we need real legislation here. I think that's the only thing that stops the bleeding. Look, I think VG is a great company, and I think that liquefied natural gas, hashtag LNG, is very important. It's a bridge fuel, and more people are going to need it. When I say people, I mean countries. You guys know what I mean. I do not have a position in Uber. Yeah, I've been in the oil names for a while. Can I show off my TA skills on Tesla? Sure. Considering I have no TA skills. Sure. You guys want to make fun of me? That's fine. Yeah, Tesla looks like it's going down. That's the extent of my TA skills. How about that? Yeah, big drawdown, big drawdown. It looks like it's going to slam right through 400. I mean, if we take this dip out of it, right? Where does it have to get to? It's got to break through 390, I guess, for support. Breaks through 390, it's going lower. Look, Tesla does not deserve to be at a $1.5 trillion company. Sorry. Yes, I call that TA. I'm not a TA guy. I don't do TA. That's why they asked, because they knew it would be funny. I do not do TA. Yes, that's the point. I don't do TA. Anyway, if I put Tesla numbers, all right, so Tesla is a $1.49 trillion company. Let's see where Meta is. 1.63 trillion. I guess I'll show you. I have it in a spreadsheet somewhere. Hold on. You put them and Meta next to each other. Tesla should be like a $600 billion company, if that. And I know it's sacrilegious. Oh my God, Steve, the Tesla community. I don't give a shit about the community. I don't. They can all come from me. It's my own opinion. The numbers are the numbers. Period. The numbers are the numbers. I think Tesla is one of the best companies in the world. That doesn't mean that I have to like the valuation. Full stop. Where the hell is this spreadsheet? Did I put it in the CapEx one? I need to do a better job of labeling things so I can find them quickly. Hold on. What spreadsheet is this in? I think it's this one. I think I found it. One sec. Meta. So I need to update it. We can update it live. I'm shocked that this isn't updated. All right. So here are the new numbers. I mean, you're going to see real quick why I say that about Tesla. And I get it. FSD, robotics. I'm the most bullish person you'll know on Optimus. I'm buying two of them. Buying one for me and one for my parents. I am so bullish on Optimus. That doesn't mean that I have to like the valuation. And once I'm done with this, you'll see exactly why. Tesla. It's so bad. And I hate doing this because I feel like I'm going to scare people off. I do need to see if Claude can do this for me so I don't have to keep updating this. Operating income, where are you? All right. So Tesla has a 1.24 billion market cap. Meta is at 1.63. I'm sorry, trillion. 1.24 trillion. 1.63 trillion. Similar market caps. Meta is doing more than $100 billion in revenue. They're doing $91 billion more in EBITDA. They're doing $79 billion more in operating income, $101 billion more in cash from operations. They're doing $40 billion more in free cash flow. And they're spending $60 billion plus additional than Tesla on CapEx. Net income, they're doing $56.5 billion more. So why would I, in my right mind, think Tesla 1.24 trillion makes any sense putting it next to Meta? Amazon needs to 10x its EBITDA. 10x. They need to, what is that? 19x their operating income to generate the same amount of operating income? It doesn't make sense. I mean, Tesla's margins are for shit. The valuation's for shit. Even if they, think about this, even if they add $40 billion in profitability from Optimus, it's still nowhere near Meta. So I think there's so much forward growth priced in that, but Tesla's never made sense. Keep that in mind. Tesla could go to 1,000. I could be 100% wrong. I've been saying this for a long time, everybody. I've been saying this for a very long time, but this is where I get stuck with the numbers. And I'm like, why would I want to pay for all this forward growth that's already baked into Tesla? I'd rather buy more Meta because I know that they're going to keep expanding revenue. And when I look at their margins, 50% of every dollar that they generate is dropping to EBITDA. More than 50% of every dollar is cash from operations that they add. Operating margin over 40%. I mean, much rather be buying Meta than Tesla. Look, for some people, Tesla makes a lot of sense. I wish them well. It's not for me right here. It's just not. I'd rather be buying Meta, Amazon, and NVIDIA. Palantir does not make sense here either. I mean, it was one of the greatest quarters I've ever seen from a company. Is the valuation still expensive? Yeah. Is there a reason for it? Yeah, there is. Palantir could become a $10 billion free cash flow company in the next 3 years, and you pay up for growth. Palantir could go to 250. I wouldn't be surprised about that at all. It's one of the most phenomenal companies I've ever seen in my life. That's a good question. I have the most money parked in Meta and NVIDIA out of the Mag 7. Where do I see the most value? NVIDIA probably in the short term is going to generate the most value for me. I think Amazon long term is the best play for me. Yeah, I'll do a stream on my DD process. Absolutely, at some point. Things I got to get to. I got a long list of things. I have a very long list of things I got to get to. PB, what's going on? As far as I know, they have not surrendered yet. Samuel, I'm with you. I mean, if you put a gun to my head and said pick one of these companies, I'm picking Palantir over Tesla every day. There is no question about it. No question about it. Do I own any defense companies? Oh, look at this guy. How are you feeling, Tanner? If you want to come on and say hi for 10 minutes, you're more than welcome to. I'll shoot you a link. I'm not in HIMS, so I'm not following it. I can't tell you anything about the move. Palantir could be, a calzone is on your list of things to do today. Rusty, I was thinking about pizza, man. I was thinking about pizza. Tanner, I'm on technology now. I was talking about oil earlier. I think we're done with oil for now. We're talking technology. I just showed Tesla versus Meta. Oh, they all want you, Tanner. They all want you. talking about everything. I have not gone into Tesla using the latest FSD, and I don't care. I don't think that FSD is going to be this great thing for Tesla. Robots are the future for Tesla. Robots. The Oracle of Ontario, that's amazing. That sounds like a wrestling name. That's amazing. The Oracle from Ontario. Love it. Tommy Dimes, I think you like the fact that I like Cisco. Cisco is a great company. Cisco is a great freaking company. I'm very bullish Cisco. All right, here's why I'm not bullish on FSD. Hypothetically, let's say it gets out there, they have their cyber cabs and everything. Why is anybody downloading another app to go use Tesla's cyber cab? Everybody's still going to use Uber. Uber's got the most data. It's got so many things. And to think that Uber's not going to have FSD vehicles, if that's the way you want to go, so you don't have to talk to a human, they'll have that. I think it's going to be one more thing for Tesla to sell it to the market, and they'll be able to sell it to Uber. Uber probably have a fleet of Teslas, but it's not nearly as exciting as Optimus, because full self-driving, a lot of people still aren't going to buy Teslas. A lot of people don't want electric vehicles. I don't want an electric vehicle. A lot of people don't. But many people are going to want to buy their time back with a robot. I was talking to one of my buddies the other day, and he's like, when the hell are these robots coming out? I need one. Just to fold the laundry and do the grass. Thank you, PB. Micron down 28 yesterday, precursor to earnings. I don't know. I got to look at it. I haven't looked. I don't think he was throwing shade at SoFi. I do think it's very interesting that he said they have cash on delivery and they will bring cash right to your doorstep. I never knew that, and I think that's awesome. Look, Optimus may be overhyped at the moment, but the idea of robotics is not. It's a matter of when, not if. That's the biggest thing. When, not if. And I don't know when. But until Tesla does something to improve these numbers, I am just not interested. And I'll show you the latest valuations. If I could get the right spreadsheet up. So annoying. So annoying. So, and I don't have Tesla in here. I took it out, so we'll put it back in. Let's see where Tesla is. And I know Tanner's getting annoyed. He's like, fiscal AI, fiscal AI. I don't want to use fiscal AI. I like my spreadsheets. It helps me remember the numbers. Yeah, That looks super. That looks like a company I want to invest in. All right, now that it all looks the same, I mean, trading at almost 200 times this year's earnings, trading at 97 times 2028 earnings is not something I'm interested in. When I can buy, why? So I can get 98% EPS growth. It's still trading at a crazy valuation based on where the analyst community sees it. Nvidia, on the other hand, I can get close to 60% earnings and pay under 14 times 2028. I mean, the value is so insane on Nvidia right now. It's very hard for me to really go in any other direction except for that, Meta and Amazon, Microsoft. Even Alphabet's looking inexpensive again. I mean, when you look at these numbers, what do you think? Put Palantir in there? I mean, I can't. I mean, I can. Let's put Palantir right next to Tesla. I'd be willing to bet Palantir looks more interesting than Tesla. All right, so they're expected to do 132 this year, 185 next year, and 264. Yeah, Palantir looks so much better than Tesla. So much better. It's not even a question. So for everybody that's, oh my God, Tesla's great price. It's not. Even Palantir trading at 119 times looks better, and you're getting more EPS growth. And I bet you Palantir has a better chance at exceeding expectations than Tesla. I mean, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, Tesla is dramatically overpriced. If you're gonna put Palantir with their growth rates at 120 times this year's earnings, there is 0% reason why Tesla should be where it is. Zero. But I said the other day, I've never seen, to my knowledge, Nvidia, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, and Alphabet all trade under 20 times forward. I think people are crazy that value companies look like growth companies and growth companies look like value companies. I think the true value is in these 5 companies, not Walmart, not Costco. I think that this is the value. Nobody can compete with them for balance sheets. Nobody can compete with their cash flow. So in 5 years from now, let's see where we are. But I mean, I look at this and why would I want to buy anything else? Even if you think chips are going to be cyclical, even if you think CapEx is going to slow down, okay, shelf Nvidia for a minute. Are people going to stop using social media? Are people going to stop using Instagram? No. Can Meta monetize Threads more and WhatsApp? Yes. Is Meta inexpensive? Absolutely, it's inexpensive. Amazon. Is their revenue stickier than Walmart and Costco? Yes. Do they have better growth? Yes. Do they trade at a better valuation? Yes. Do they have an ad business that generated, what was it, 24.5 billion in Q4? And they're at a run rate that could reach 100 billion in 2026? Yes. Do they have something called AWS that Walmart and Costco don't? Yes. So there's no reasons why Costco and Walmart should trade at a higher valuation. So I think we're going to get a big rebound in big tech. I just don't know when. Freddie, I don't know. Everybody walks around with their head in their phone in New York City. I don't know that people are ever going to get off social media. All right, we're going to do questions for maybe 10 minutes and then I'm going to go. I'm starving and I think I want pizza. So let's just do rapid fire. Hit me with whatever questions you want and we'll go from there. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, Vlad was amazing. Shout out Vlad. Guy was just super cool, very gracious. And I think it was a great interview. I mean, I'm a plain, but I'm feeling like I want a slice of buffalo chicken and plain today. We'll see. I like VJ. I am not adding more pounds here. PB. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean spring forward tonight? We need to stop with this. Can we normalize there's no such thing? Can we please get rid of daylight savings? I fucking hate it. Daylight savings. Oh my God. Am I enjoying streaming? Yes. I enjoy hanging out with everybody. Well, daylight savings tonight. I guess I'm losing an hour's sleep. Gas prices are still around 298 or so, but I haven't gotten a week, so I'll see where they are. I agree. I hate daylight savings. I have not been buying cards. 9 o'clock tonight, I will be on. Matt will be on. There may be some other people on. We'll see. No, my wife does not get mad at all. Why am I not interested in AMD? Because I sold it at $3.68 and I can't bring myself to own it again. No, those are not all my actual positions. Although I do own 8 out of the 10. No, it's more my spectacular six versus Costco and Walmart, and then we added Tesla and Palantir today. I've been looking at some names, and I think financials are going to really fit in there. Am I buying on Alex Pereira? First triple champ. No, Pereira is not going. If him and Jones fight, he is going to get mollywopped. Jones is not fighting if he's not the best John Jones is going to win. He's not going to do that to his reputation. Oh, yes. We can go through that very quickly. I'll give you a list. So, who do I have? I'm taking Holloway. Oh, God. Barallo probably. Font. Drew Dauber. I mean, why Michael Johnson is still fighting, I have no idea. And I don't know who I'm picking in the middleweight bout. Rodriguez versus Ferreira. I don't know. I'm actually shocked Cody's fighting also. I do not want to see that. Let's see. Jones Pereira could be headlining the White House card. We find out tonight. Oh, Ronda Rousey. She is going to destroy Gina Carano. Destroy. It's not even going to be close. I don't own SLV, but I do own silver. I haven't looked at the iRent offering. I need to. I'm going to do a video on SoFi. It'll probably be out tomorrow. Yeah, I can't believe Cody's still fighting. That guy needs to retire. I mean, I made a tweet about this yesterday. What did I say I thought the card was going to be? Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Jones, Pereira, Makulev, and Tapora. McGregor, Diaz 3. JDM and Michael Morales. Duplessis and Strickland. I am bullish SoFi. I'm not giving Ronda way too much credit. Have you ever seen Gina Carano fight on the ground? I don't think that Ronda's going to stand up and bang with her. I think she's going to take her down and submit her. Gina, incredible Muay Thai, but Gina also hasn't kept herself in shape. Ronda's been in shape, so I'm not giving her way too much credit. I know that Ronda's boxing's not great. I get that. And yes, she benefited from a time when women's MMA was not the caliber it is today. She's also fighting Gina Carano. I mean, she's not fighting what the hell is her name? Who's the woman that just won? The crazy judo practitioner. Why can't I think of her freaking name? Yeah, Kayla Harrison. That's it. Listen, Kayla Harrison would wreck Ronda. I think she's going to wreck Nunez if they fight. Don't forget, Dana may be saying he doesn't trust Jones, but that could all be an act just to build this up. Can't do a UFC watch party. I can't show it on the screen. I am still looking to buy a Jordan. Yes. Is private credit the new subprime? The problem with private credit is these companies like Blue Owl, they invested in all these smaller SaaS companies, and now those are probably the companies that are being disrupted by the AI data centers that they're investing in. So I don't know. I don't know if they're the new subprime, but there's some issues. I almost picked up Blue Owl Capital the other day and I decided not to. I agree. Kayla Harrison would destroy pretty much all of us in the fight. What's up, PB? I don't know if there's really anything mastering it. It's a fairly easy game. I think you just have to go Martingale at some point. All right, everyone. We're going to call it. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to come up with some content for tonight. Matt Money will join me. There may be some other special guests tonight. I need to go get food because I'm absolutely starving and I have to do some more work. I have to write an article on either AT&T or Qualcomm or something that I have on my list of things to do. And I do want to shoot a video on SoFi and come up with content for tonight. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. We'll see if Ned Flanders wants to come by tonight. He probably won't, but he'll get an invite. And hopefully we see all of you later tonight at 9 o'clock. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being here, everybody. See everyone later. Have a great rest of the day.